Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English FlashTalk. I'm Sophie, and I am here today with my good friend Liam. We are so happy you're joining us because today we are tackling the absolute holy grail of language learning.
Hi, everyone. I am so glad to be here. But honestly, I am also a little exhausted. Sophie, you caught me right as I was having a mental breakdown. I was trying to tell a story to a friend earlier, and I felt like an old computer from the 90s. You know when the screen just freezes and you see that little loading circle spinning forever? That was my brain today.
The buffering circle. I know exactly what you mean, Liam. It is one of the most frustrating feelings in the world. You have the idea, you have the emotion, but the words feel like they are stuck in traffic inside your head.
Exactly. I have the thought in my native language, then I try to find the English words, then I try to fix the grammar, then I worry about the pronunciation, and by the time I am ready to say the first sentence, the conversation has already finished. I feel like I am always living 5 minutes in the past.
Liam, what you are describing is the translation bridge. Most students build this bridge between their native language and English. Every single thought has to travel across that bridge, pay a toll, get inspected, and then finally come out in English. It is a lot of work.
It is exhausting. I don't want to build bridges anymore. I want to just be there. I want the words to come out as soon as I think of them. But is that even possible for someone who isn't a native speaker? How do I start thinking directly in English?
It is absolutely possible. In fact, it is a skill you can train, just like a muscle at the gym. It isn't a magic trick. It is a series of small habits that rewire how your brain processes information. Today, I want to show you 4 practical steps to bypass that translation bridge entirely.
I am more than ready. I want to stop being a human translator and start being a speaker. Where do we even start?
We start with the most basic level, labeling. Look around us right now in this cafe. Tell me what you see, but don't give me sentences. Just give me names.
Okay, I see a table, a chair, a window, a coffee mug, a spoon, a sugar packet, a barista.
Perfect. Now, when you looked at that spoon, did you think of the word in your native language first?
Yes, for a split second. My brain saw the silver object, my native brain said the word, and then my English brain translated it to spoon.
That is the habit we need to break. From now on, when you see an object, I want you to point at it in your mind and label it directly in English. No middleman, no translation. You see the object and you hear the sound spoon. You need to connect the image directly to the English word.
So it's like being a baby again. They don't have a language to translate from. They just learn that the big cold box in the kitchen is called a fridge.
Precisely. You need to become a visual learner. Spend 5 minutes every morning just walking through your house and labeling things. Bed, pillow, mirror, toothbrush. Don't worry about grammar yet. Just build those direct neural paths.
I can do that. It sounds simple, but I can see how it forces the brain to stop relying on the native language as a crutch. What happens when I want to move past just naming things?
That is step 2, self-talk. This is where you become the narrator of your own life. You know how in movies there's sometimes a voiceover narrating what the character is doing? You are going to be that voice.
So if I am making my breakfast, I should talk to myself?
Exactly, but do it in your head if you are in public so people don't think you're crazy. Just narrate your actions in very simple sentences. I am making coffee. I am looking for a spoon. I am pouring the milk. The coffee smells good.
I am putting on my shoes. I am opening the door. I am walking to the bus stop. The bus is late. Like that?
Perfect. You are practicing thinking in flow. The great thing about self-talk is that there is no pressure. No one is waiting for you to finish the sentence, so you don't get nervous. You are building the muscle memory of the structures you use every day.
I actually try to do that sometimes, but I always run into a problem. I get stuck because I don't know a specific word. For example, if I don't know the word for shoelaces, my brain just stops. I get frustrated, I open a dictionary app, and then the whole English vibe is gone.
That is a huge trap, Liam. And that brings us to step 3, which is the most important rule for fluency, the no dictionary rule.
But how am I supposed to learn if I don't look up the words I don't know?
You have to learn the art of circumlocution. That is a fancy word for talking around a word you don't know. If you are narrating your morning and you don't know shoelaces, don't stop the car. Just describe them. Think the strings for my shoes. If you don't know refrigerator, think the cold box for the food.
So instead of stopping to find the exact key for the door, I just find an open window?
Exactly. Staying in English is much more important than being 100% accurate with one noun. When you stop to use a dictionary, you are turning your English brain off and your translator brain back on. You want to stay in the English zone for as long as possible. If you can't find the word, use 3 other words to describe it.
That is going to be hard for me because I am a perfectionist. I always want the perfect word. But I guess you're right. In a real conversation, people don't wait for you to check your phone. They just want to understand the idea.
Exactly. Fluency is about communication, not perfection. If you keep the flow, your brain starts to feel comfortable living in English. It's like a radio station. You are trying to stay tuned to 100.5 English FM. Every time you translate, you are getting static and noise from your native language.
I love that metaphor. I need to keep the music playing without the static. So labeling, self-talk, and describing things when I'm stuck, what else can I do to stay in that zone?
Step 4 is about creating a monolingual environment. You have to stop visiting English and start living in it.
But I don't live in an English-speaking country. I live here.
You don't need to move to London to live in English. Your phone is a country. Your computer is a country. Change your phone's language settings to English right now. Change your social media. And most importantly, change how you search for information.
What do you mean, man?
If you want to know how to cook a specific dish or how to fix a setting on your computer, don't search for it in your native language. Search for it in English. You will watch a tutorial where the person is using the words in context. You aren't studying English anymore. You are using English to solve a problem.
That makes so much sense. When I use it to solve a problem, my brain realizes that English is a tool for survival and information, not just a school subject. It makes the language real.
Exactly. When your brain sees that English is necessary to get things done, it starts to prioritize those neural paths. It stops treating English as an extra thing and starts treating it as a primary operating system.
This sounds like a lot of mental effort. I think my head is going to hurt by the end of the day if I do all of this.
It will, and that is a good thing. That tired feeling in your brain is literally the feeling of new connections being made. It is like the soreness you feel after a good workout. It means you are growing.
I think I've been waiting for a magic pill where one day I just wake up and English is there. But it's more like training a puppy, isn't it? You have to keep bringing it back to the path every time it tries to run away.
That is a beautiful way to put it. Your brain is a puppy. It wants to go back to the easy way of your native language because it's comfortable. You just have to gently say, no, this way, and bring it back to English, over and over again.
I feel like I can start right now. Looking at this cafe, I'm not seeing a cafeteria. I am seeing a coffee shop. I see the barista steaming the milk. I hear the clinking of the cups. I feel the warmth of the sun through the window.
Look at you. You are already doing it. How does it feel?
It feels lighter. It feels like I'm not carrying that heavy dictionary in my backpack anymore. I'm just experiencing the moment in English.
That is the beginning of freedom, Liam. Once you stop translating, you start expressing who you really are. You don't have to be a limited version of yourself in English. You can just be you.
I want everyone watching this to feel that freedom too. It's so much more fun when you aren't fighting with your own brain every 2 seconds.
It really is. So, to everyone at home, we have a challenge for you today. Don't open your dictionary app for the next 3 hours. Look around the room you're in right now. Pick 3 objects you don't know the name for in English, and instead of looking them up, try to describe them using words you do know.
For example, if you see a stapler and you don't know the word, you can say, the metal tool that connects papers together.
Perfect! Write your descriptions in the comments. We want to see how you are bypassing the bridge. And remember, it is okay to be slow. It is okay to be simple. The goal is to stay in English.
Exactly. Don't be afraid of the buffering circle. It just means your brain is upgrading its software. Just keep the English mode turned on.
We are so proud of you for taking this step. Thinking in English is a choice you make every minute. It's hard at first, but I promise the view from the other side of the bridge is worth it.
Thank you, Sophie. I feel like I have a new switch in my brain now. I'm going to keep it on for the rest of our lunch.
I love that. Let's see if you can narrate our walk to the park.
I am standing up. I am picking up my bag. I am walking towards the door. Sophie is laughing at me, but I don't care because I am thinking in English.
You're a natural. Let's go.
We are opening the door. The sun is very bright. I am hungry for a sandwich.
Me too, Liam. Me too. See you in the next video, everyone. Happy thinking.
Bye, everyone. Keep practicing.